Okay, so now that the files have been moved to the project, there's a couple things that we can do. So I'm going to go over here and just look at one of the files that were copied over. You see the RNA-seq tab. Scroll down, pick one out, a BAM file. It brings up right away a sort of IGV-like viewer, so you can see the reads and different things. You also can look at the metadata here and see what was brought over from it. You could then, if you wanted to process it, say you wanted to use something like RNA-seq, go to the public apps gallery here, and if you want to use Callisto, take a look at that workflow. Of course, I'm speed reading because this is a demo and this all fits exactly with my expectations. So yeah, sounds great. I'm going to copy this into my project, which I've already done. Coming back to the project, it would then be a case that I take that, set it up to run. They tell me some files that they would suggest as reference files to bring in. I could bring those in, and they'll automatically be included. And in this case, I start to load in files. Here, this takes fast queues, so I would need another app that converts BAMs to fast queues, but then they could all be chained together to do the processing. The other files that were created, if you remember, is that we brought over those CSV files. So I can filter to find them, the different CSVs. I've actually done this a couple times, so I'll take this one right here, and I start to see what is in the raw view here. This is just a CSV like you would expect, nothing too exciting there. And you could potentially take this and download it for local analysis if that's something that you want to do. You also could, you could take this and download it, to analyze it locally. Also, we could think of other ways to work with that data on the platform. So here's another example. This is actually switching over to our Cancer Genomics Cloud. So microRNA work that was with isomers here, and the output of this is a table. And here's the preview. It's a smaller file, so we can see it of different motives and consensus, information about each location. And this is all very nice, but it's a little bit hard to grok what exactly this means. And there's 100 of them in this particular file. So one thing you could, in this particular project, one thing you could do is bring those together and use something like a Shiny app to make it more accessible to more people after that was run. So here I have an example of RStudio, which is in the project, and a Shiny app that was created on top of it. And if I run this app, it's going to, basically it has access to all the things that are in the project, and it's a program that's going to organize that all together and create a visualization for it. And I'm just waiting for it to pop up here and making sure that it doesn't, my pop-up blocker doesn't get it. Pardon me, there it is. And now I've got to move this guy into the video frame. But this would allow a way nicely for I can look through different isomers and not pick that one. That's a bad idea. I can look through different isomers and then see what is the distribution at the primary tumors and for solid tissue normal. And this would allow someone who doesn't need to write a single line of code or interact with those tables or create their own harmonization scripts to bring them together to actually come and analyze the data, which really nicely shows really the full range of really like secondary processing, also downloadability, and also tertiary processing that you can do with the data on the platform and keep it all together in this collaborative workspace.